Hi, all. This is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. And I've got the charts in my market wrap. It's a weekly market wrap, right? That's the name. Therefore, I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to chart the weekly charts. We're going to look at the weekly charts. What's true for the daily is true for the weekly, is true for the 30 minutes, is true for the monthly. The patterns are the same. It's in theory supposed to work for any interval. The logic behind the candle, whether it's a week-long candle or a day-long candle or a month-long candle or a 30-minute candle, or a 5-minute candle, is all the same logic. So we're going to take that weekly perspective because it's the end of the week. Friday marks the end of the week. I have 10 names. 10 names to look at. So the first two I think might be the most interesting, and that's Salesforce.com and Alibaba. I like those two charts. I think they're informative. I think all of them are. I have a chart of one index, namely the Dow, my favorite to chart. I also have CVM, cnat, teum, a whole bunch more, right? If it adds to 10. Oh, you know what? We'll just take a look and surprise you on the rest. So without further ado, I'm going to get to the video charts. Of course, for your own due diligence, my opinion is strictly my own, do not constitute investment advice. Please subscribe to my vlog, tell your friends about me, share the link, write comments, and give me a thumbs up. Let's do this real quick. I should be able to do this faster than you can say Jackie Robinson. We've been through this before. You all heard of Jackie Robinson. Not only was he a great baseball player, an All-American in college, a great civil rights leader, but he was one of the fastest baseball players ever. And we got that expression, faster than you can say Jackie Robinson. That basically translates to lickety split or something like that. All right, CRM, Salesforce.com. We charted it the other day, and I felt it was very inconclusive. I couldn't really make an informed, quote unquote, guess as to what direction it would go in. So let's take a look at, forget the daily for a moment, and let's take a look at the weekly chart. I looked at it with great curiosity. My curiosity on the weekly is piqued by the fact that we have an engulfing candle right here. This is greater than or equal to the high. The high of the day here is greater than or equal to the high of the day of the week before. The high of the week here is greater than or equal to the high of the week. The high of the week before. I'm getting tongue-tied. The low is lower than or equal to the low of the week before. The bodies are engulfed, clearly. Okay, so this is a bearish engulfing because a big red body, big red candle, after a long, fairly long run up. Okay, so there we have it. Furthermore, what's of interest here is the run up started with a engulfing candle, a bullish engulfing candle, about 8 weeks ago. Let's see, how many weeks ago? 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 weeks ago, we wound up with a strong buy signal, a big green engulfing candle that engulfed the week before. So we have the start of the rally on the weekly with an engulfing candle, and quite possibly the end of the rally with an engulfing candle. So when I see this, this is a rarity that you see like bookends, an engulfing candle starting a rally, an engulfing candle ending a rally. Why is it a rarity? Well, for one thing, they don't occur with great frequency. They seldom occur. They're somewhat of a rarity, engulfing candles. So to have one both begin and end a rally is interesting, if nothing else. It's not clear that we're going to get a big move down, but I would be very cautious now on CRM based on this peculiarity here. The week after the engulfing, you would have actually lost money if you went in at the open, because if you went short at the open because it went up for the week. So it's hard to say. I mean, clearly it didn't make a new high, a new weekly high. So it didn't make a low. This was an inside day. In fact, it was a harami, but a bullish harami at the end of a long downturn might be meaningful, but not in this location. So to me, this candle is just noise until we break out above this candle, above the big red candle, or below the big red candle. We're not clear on direction. Again, I would be cautious about going long on CRM just based on this peculiarity, if nothing else. What makes me a little optimistic is that I think the market as a whole is strong. So making new highs on things like the Dow should only help CRM. It's hard to imagine it will go contrary to the broader market. But anything is possible, and I think maybe there are better swing options than CRM. If you want to cheat and look at the daily, I think it doesn't really tell you much, and we have a lot to look at. So let's look at BABA. We're going to look at BABA O rum. BABA, you're slow to load. I have a lot of windows open here. Maybe that's why. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close a window every time I open one. So I'm closing CRM and opening BABA. That worked. The weekly is kind of nice. It's following a strong uptrend. And even though we're below the ascending uptrend, the trend line, we're still touching it. I like BABA for that reason, but you got to be a little careful because this also is an engulfing on BABA. It isn't the same as CRM because it didn't begin with an engulfing, but we have an engulfing candle. A high of the day, a high of the week was 188.08. A high of the week before was 186.90. So this high is clearly a higher high. And the body is clearly engulfing the tiny body of the week before. So this is an engulfing candle. It makes me a little nervous. So while I basically like the weekly chart, I have a little question mark due to this engulfing. So is it the best swing trade? I don't know. If the daily shows it, let's take it. I'm going to cheat and look at the daily. I basically like it, but a little cautious. The daily, what does the daily show on BABA, Alibaba? Well, it looks like it's trading within a narrowing range, and it's going to come to a peak, an apex, vertex of the triangle on 4-4. So sometime this month, it will break out either to the top or to the bottom, or not. Maybe it waits right till April 4th before it breaks out. So we have a very, very small sloping ascending line on the upper trend line, a much sharper one on the lower trend line. So as long as it stays between these two lines, it looks like you have very little on the downside. Let's say it hits the down portion of the ascend. Let's say it hits the down this ascending line right around here. That would be 176. So in a few days, 176 might be a stop loss. And you might play it to break out to this trend line at about 190. So 176 versus 190 is pretty good. 10 to 4 odds, or 5 to 2 shot. That's not bad at all. It's good odds. So I don't know. I mean, you could also draw a horizontal line in here and say, this is support, and you wouldn't be wrong. So it's an interesting possibility for a swing trade. My only bit of caution, my main bit of caution is on the weekly. We do have that engulfing. A little bit of caution. All right, get rid of the Bobek chart. Look at the Dow Jones industrial averages. It finally took out on the weekly this high of 25. Where is it? No, that's the 26 high. This high, 25,980 we took out. We did not take out this high, 26,277. Okay, so we need to take that out. But first we need to take out this high, 26,241. And meanwhile, what have we been doing on the weekly? We've been making new weekly lows, lower lows, lower low here, lower low here. So the picture isn't totally clear. I mean, from the weekly, it's a little iffy. We do have support at the 50 period weekly. So at the 50 simple moving average, we look like we have support just below. And would I go long the diamonds here? I don't know. Probably. Let's look at the daily. The weekly alone sometimes leaves you a little foggy, a little fuzzy. The daily shows a clear uptrend following this tall, big green candle here. So the daily is much more bullish than the weekly on the Dow. I would not be afraid to play the diamonds, thinking that we're going to make new all-time highs, take out the 26,277 here, go on and take out the, I don't know what the all-time high is, but I think we're just going to take it out. What is it, about 26.8? I can't remember. Let's, you got me curious now. I got me curious, Dr. J. We're one person. All right, let's take a look. The high is 26,951, almost 27. I think we take that out. It's just probably a matter of weeks to a month that we take out the all-time high, I think. I think we're in for a nice rally right through tax day. And after that, probably continue. Is it sell in May and go away in May and come back in November? I don't know. Well, I'll know better after it takes out that all-time high. Probably 30,000 is in store for the Dow. That's what I've been saying all along. Why should I change my mind now? So Dr. J has a bullish view on the Dow, considering the weekly less so, but the daily more so. You do get a little different slant when you look at the weekly from the daily. And NEO on the weekly, ooh, this looks pretty sucky on the weekly, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I mean, it's just below support at 562. If it breaks that, you're looking at 535, the all-time low. If it breaks that, I don't know, what are you looking at, 2? You got me. So we're in dangerous territory. Remember that knife that's falling? If somebody don't catch it real soon, there's gonna be blood in the streets for all those NEO shareholders, including Dr. J. Maybe, just maybe, Dr. J made a mistake and bought a little too quick yesterday, right after the open. I should have at least waited for the close to buy. I'm already down like 25 cents or so. Maybe cut my losses, wait for it to go down a little bit more if I want to test it again. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just watch. I'm kind of sorry I got involved with NEO. All right. ACB. Watch, it'll be my biggest winner next week after my lousing it up this week. ACB on the weekly. Siri, I didn't call you. What are you piping you up for? Did you accidentally summon me? No, I didn't accidentally summon you. I summoned you by mistake. Oh, gee whiz. I manually shut her off. All right, so Aurora had a huge day on Friday, didn't it? Oh, this is for the week. It had a huge week as it follows its upward trend line up, its channel up. It's trading between the lower end and upper end of its channel. And this week it took the whole upper or lower, the whole thing, the whole shebang. It's hot. It's a red hot pot stock. So this red hot pot stock figures to stay red hot. I don't see why it shouldn't. So you're looking at 1096 area as the next test. Why? I don't know why I drew the line there. Maybe from the daily. Let's look at the daily. Probably give me a reason why I drew the line there. Daily. Okay, it's much the same picture. We're in a zoom channel. We're in the upper portions of the channel. We're going to hit that 10 level very soon. Will we come back and test the lower end of the channel? Maybe, but even if we do, let's say we test it around here, that's looking at 850 and it'll just come right back again. Oh yeah, this clearly looks like resistance right here. Definitely. So resistance at about 11 bucks. Not a bad swing trade. Looking for 11, stop below 850. Not a bad swing trade. Okay, Tilray, the other pot stock that I charted. I'm in every one of these pot stocks, but this one I've been accumulating for a swing trade. I actually indulged in a swing trade at 68, with hopefully looking for a quick 78, maybe even 80, with a stop at 64. 64 definitely looks like the right place to do a stop. This is the weekly. This is about 64 right here, 64 and change. So just let's see what this low is, 64.06. So below the low at 64 would be my stop. To take profit, what was I looking at? 68. Might even be greedy and go for 100. I don't want to be greedy. But if it breaks this high, if it goes past 90, it looks like 100 is around the corner. And if it goes past this high, 82, 81, it looks like 90's around the corner. So I kind of like the chart. You have a clear cut support. You know where support is. You know below that is your stop loss, and you can play it for as short or as long a gain as you like. That's up to you. I don't want to be too greedy. Probably 78 to 80 on my swing trade. But I was in at 68, which is pretty good. Okay, rttr, Alex Diego, this one's for you. Okay, so this is the daily. I think even more interesting is the weekly. Notice we're approaching the dollar, what's $1.86 level, which it would be take profit on a swing trade, and 65 cents would be the stop loss. You're right in the middle of that. You came back a little bit last week from the week before, but no big deal. True, it is a slightly bearish candle last week, but like I said, I could live with that. Let's take a look at the daily. Oh, this is the daily. Let's take a look at the weekly. So Friday was the bearish candle. Take a look at the weekly. The weekly looks very much like the daily, except it shows a broader picture. Again, you clearly have this high over here at 185 to take out. Maybe for a swing trade, you put it in at 180, and your stop loss could be a tight stop loss, let's say right at the high here, 95 cents, but say 90 cents. So if you want to play a tight one, 90 cents on the downside, you're giving yourself 16 pennies, looking for 180, you're giving yourself 75 pennies. Those are big odds. I mean, but I think it's bullish. How you want to set your parameters is for you to figure out on this one. I'm not going to spend the time and energy to figure it out, but to me, the chart looks bullish. CNat. This is my aggravation. I'm in this one from 273 and 280. So I'm down an average of 275. Maybe I'm more heavily weighted towards the 280. Figure I'm down a dime. I was almost out of this at the low the other day on Friday. My stop is going to be very just below this at 250. And my take profit is anything I can grab at this point because I don't like the way it's been going for me. But from the weekly, what's good, what's bad? From the weekly, which is what this is, we had a good week last week on whole, and we closed above the previous high of 256, which is now looking to be support. Let's take a look at the daily on this, because from here, where would I want to take profits? Probably at the low of this candle, 385 area. That's way too high. So let's look at the daily. Well, maybe I would look at the low of this candle, 322. That's better. So 320, take profit. That makes sense. 320, take profit, 250, I'm out. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to look at the daily. I know my parameters. 320, I'm out. 250, I'm out. I'm not adding to this trade. I don't think I'm too happy with it. Teum, I'm very happy with how this is going, having bought for an average of $4. Bought it twice, like 393 and 410, something like that. And we're looking at 521. I don't know why I'm even still in it. I should have been out of it Friday. I guess I want to be a little greedier and go for 573. Why not? But then I got to have a tighter stop, like right in the middle of this green candle at about 465. So 465 would be my stop. 575 would be my take profit. Looking for 55 cents profit versus 55 cents loss. An even money shot. I think I am a favorite to get it, so why not? Might as well stay in. Why not? Stay in this one. We're looking at the weeklies here. So I'm talking to myself a little bit. Dr. J says to Dr. J, stay in TM, put in a stop at 465, take profit at 575. Okay, why not? CVM. I mean, look at this beautiful consolidation pattern over the long period of time, months. Look at these are all weekly candles. So we're talking about from 9/4/2018, September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months. This is 6 months, and it broke out to the upside from this candle. So I think this is only the beginning. I know there was a funny stuff happened at the close on Friday, where it should have closed at $3, and there was some kind of market order, market makers manipulation, where it brought it down to 290. I shouldn't say manipulation. Form T, SEC Form T. Basically, there were trades that were undisclosed during the day that had to be disclosed at the close, something along those lines. To me, that sounds fishy. But in any event, I like the chart, despite that smelly stuff that happened at the end of the day on Friday. So I think that just about takes care of my charting for today. I hope that I was somewhat helpful to you guys. I can only hope that, because I put in a fair amount of time into preparing these charts. So I hope you found it helpful, informative. Sometimes I'm funny. Today I really wasn't trying to be. So if by accident I was funny, that's fine. But I didn't have any intentional witticisms like I did on Friday. I was talking about Voyager having legs, and more legs than 2, human being, more than 4, dog. Then I thought of a centipede. I said, that sounds about right. Maybe 100 legs, because Voyager's been running, and I think it has more legs to run on. So this has been Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York. Maybe not a very funny Dr. J, but a fairly happy Dr. J. And that's more important than a funny one. I'm going to be doing my Qigong at 9 a.m. tomorrow, as I always do. I'm inviting anybody who wants to do Qigong with me at 9 a.m. into a private hangout on the air. Just DM me. I do a 10-minute warm-up, 20-minute standing meditation. So there's not much movement. You don't have to be brilliant. You don't have to be agile. You just have to be able to stand with your knees bent for 20 minutes. Stand still. lowers your respiration, lowers your physiological function, lowers your blood pressure, dilates your blood vessels. It kind of sets you in the right frame of mind for the day. Of course, 9 a.m. is very late for those of you who are working, but those old fogies like me, if any of you want to try it with me, just hook up a little camera so I can see you, check your Qigong form, and we'll do a half hour. Afterwards, I do a little meditation visualization myself. You're not invited to that, but you're invited to the first half hour. Adios, amigos. Sayonara. Shalom. Happy charting. Happy trading. Happy Qigong. Happy yoga. Happy gym. Oh, after that, I usually probably will head to the gym or take a walk or do something like that. Got to get your aerobics in too. Trying to do the right thing in retirement, trying to keep busy, trying to do positive things, trying to help people every which way I can. This is Dr. J signing off from Long Island, New York. Hasta mañana. Tell your friends about me. Subscribe to the vlog. Write comments. All those good things. Ciao.